Good afternoon. I'm James Beer of the Oakland Police Department. My last name is spelled B-E-E-R-E. This weekend, the Bay Area will host Super Bowl 60. While the big game's being played in Santa Clara, we do know that there's numerous Super Bowl events happening throughout the region and here in Oakland. First and foremost, the Oakland Police Department is committed to our community safety. Our goal is to ensure residents, visitors, and businesses can enjoy Super Bowl-related events safely and responsibly. The NFL's official Super Bowl watch party and fan zone will take place this Sunday at Henry J. Kaiser. This is a public event and we are expecting large crowds. Please consider carpooling or using public transit. To support this event, we'll have our mobile command post on site, and it will be in the fan zone. There will be officers inside the command post that will be coordinating with the Oakland Fire Department and other city partners. Officers will be also stationed throughout the venue. We recognize that bars, restaurants, and other venues across Oakland may also be hosting Super Bowl-related events. We encourage businesses to operate responsibly, follow all safety requirements, and partner with OPD to ensure the patrons and surrounding neighborhoods are safe. Additional officers will be deployed in and around Lake Merritt and focus on robbery suppression and to address and enforce any enforcement related to illegal ATVs and dirt bike activity. The Oakland Police Department Special Operations Division will deploy throughout the city. Our Oakland Police Department's helicopter unit will be in the air. Special weapons and tactics officers will be deployed throughout the city. Traffic enforcement officers will be operating around Lake Merritt. Undercover officers will also be deployed at events that are occurring in the downtown, uptown area to include Henry J. Kaiser. And we will be conducting vice operations this weekend as well. It should be noted that we've already arrested 37 men for engaging in illegal prostitution activity leading up to this event. I expect that number to increase as we go into the weekend. These are men that came from outside of Oakland. Approximately 65% of all those arrested came from other neighborhoods. We'll also be conducting sideshow enforcement. Keep in mind, if you come into our city to drive recklessly, expect that we'll show up to your house in your driveway, tow your car, and possibly take you to jail. We've had more than 16 vehicles towed leading up to this event already. We'll be utilizing technology to further this investigations. Last year, we towed 195 cars and we arrested 23 people utilizing this technology. These resources that we just discussed will be designated in certain areas, but will be able to deploy citywide should they be needed. Officers will be assigned along the uptown and downtown corridors to include Broadway and Telegraph. These officers will focus mostly on responding to requests for help or issues that may arise. Our community resource vehicle will also be stationed at 19th and Telegraph. There'll be a visible police presence, and if you need police help and you're in that area, respond there. This weekend is actually an excellent opportunity for OPD to connect with the community and also consider careers in law enforcement. Our OPD background and recruiting units will be on site to engage the public and share information about joining the Oakland Police Department. And of course, all of the normal resources in patrol will be available. I wish everyone a good weekend. I hope you enjoy the festivities and enjoy watching Super Bowl 60.
All right. I'll open it up for questions again about our safety plan for Super Bowl. Huntsman.
So you guys talked about sideshows. I know that it's a big cultural part of the East Bay and Oakland in particular. Have you guys been alerted to any big sideshows that are planned? Aside from just being prepared for it, but can you comment on that?
Sure, absolutely. We do not right now have any actionable intelligence to suggest sideshow will come into Oakland or the neighboring cities. However, we're going to be prepared for it. We will be partnering with other city departments to make sure that vehicles that are engaging in it after the enforcement piece, that they'll be towed quickly and easily so we can keep our officers back on the street to conduct enforcement. We take that seriously, and anytime we have a major event, we just anticipate that's possibly one of the activities we may have to address.
Have you guys?
Hi. I have a question more so about the sex trafficking and vice operations.
Sure.
So I know that you mentioned 37 arrests. Is that so far this year? Were they all on International Boulevard? And then also, yeah, just providing more comment on, I know that there's going to be a lot of concerns about commercial sexual exploitation during the Super Bowl and leading up to it. So just provide more comments on the plan.
No, absolutely. So that's been a concern for us as we went into the new year. We partnered with the mayor's office, the Department of Violent Prevention, and some non-governmental organizations on how to address that. There's been outreach and education. But for January, it was Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and including the fact that we did know the Super Bowl was coming here, the Oakland Police Department ramped up all of our operations. We doubled them, actually. And their focus was along the international corridor. That's where the community has the majority of the complaints. And unfortunately, that area known as the Blade has been generational. You could go back to the 1970s, but it's also been tied in with a lot of violence. We do know that when there is enforcement, that the violent crime also goes down. What's unacceptable is men coming into our community not being held accountable for exploiting our young ladies and sometimes our young men. And it is an issue. Those operations, again, started in January. It was really focused and laser focused really to combat those that are fueling the demand. We also have active investigations into the exploiters and the people that we know that are actually trafficking some of the victims that are out there. So those arrests, we work in coordination with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, some of our other outside partners. But out of those 37 arrests, 65% of them came from neighboring jurisdictions in other cities and towns.
Valina and then Dan.
Are there any known threats that you guys are paying attention to specifically for the city of Oakland during Super Bowl weekend?
So we always assess the threat assessment every day. Right now, currently, there's no specific threats to the city of Oakland. However, we are aware of what's going on in the country and around the world. And anytime you have a large event, there's always potential for that. And that's something that we've worked with the mayor's office and other city departments to partner with to prevent that. So we have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So that's why we're having significant increase in resources. And include, if some of those resources that I mentioned are actually members of our special resource sections, to include special weapons and tactics, or special resource section, officers that are specifically trained to deal with those type of events.
Dan?
So, all we hear is there are not enough officers, and it's not like officers are dropping out of the sky to help you this weekend. So, have you canceled days off? Are you moving special units onto patrol? What can you share with us without giving away the plan?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. Staffing is always an issue. Overtime is being utilized to actually bring a lot of the specialized officers on board. We haven't canceled days off. We are going to be deploying our overlap for patrol as well. Not to get into the details of the deployment of those specialized resources specifically, but there is a huge increase in personnel. Now, we have not canceled days off, but we are maximizing the resources we do have as responsibly as we can.
And this is for the whole weekend?
It's
Starting now?
We've actually started before the Super Bowl. So a lot of the undercover operations, including some of our enforcement pieces related to prostitution, sideshow, and we've actually made numerous arrests related to burglaries and robberies warrants were issued for their arrests. So the officers, the women and men of the Oakland Police Department have been taking this really seriously. They've been working hard leading up to this event, and it will continue into the weekend as well.
Oh, sir.
So you mentioned earlier that there was some arrests made related to prostitution. Were these men trying to engage in sexual activity, or they came into like a pimp role, bringing men and women and sex workers in? And then also, earlier there was discussion, there might be some ICE agents coming into the Bay Area related to the Super Bowl. I think that's been changed, or they're not coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about that?
First, I got you. So the first piece, these are men that are coming into Oakland to engage in the commercial sex trade. We are and have arrested men that have been attempting to pick up female undercover police officers. So the message is, if you come here to celebrate the Super Bowl and engage in parties and festivities, and you think it's a good idea to drive out to International and pick up a prostitute, just keep in mind that's probably an undercover police officer.